Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my Flowering Fields gift box. It is just as it says, it is a cute little gift box. This is actually just a decorative banner on the top here. It is just a basic box and lid. But yeah, I've used this gorgeous DSP. Certain colour combinations just absolutely sing to me, and this one I just love, whether it's the summery feel to it. Pinks and greys are a favourite of mine. I know this doesn't have grey in it, but sort of the pinks with the pool party. I think I'm a subtle type of girl, although I do love all of our colours. But yeah, I think I'm more of a subtle kind of girl. But yeah, love this. Pulled in the brushed brass butterflies, just a couple on there. I mean, you could make this so many different ways. You could add sort of more of an oblong banner maybe, or a rectangle, a sentiment. You could make it however. You could add DSP to the base, but yeah, I just love this. So yeah, let's go ahead and make it. So I'm going to make it the same DSP, but I'm actually going to make it in Pool Party today. Like I said, I'm a subtle kind of girl. So, just move that out of the way. So to start with, for your base of your box, surprisingly you need a piece of cardstock that is 10 by 8. So that's 26 by 21 centimetres. It doesn't look like you need something that size, but it is simply because the base is quite deep. But I think that's nice because you could get quite a few nice gifts in there. So with your DSP long side across the top, we're going to score at 3 and 7 inches. That will be 8 and 18 centimetres. I'm going to rotate it clockwise and score on the short side at 3 and 5 inches, which would be 8 and 13 centimetres. That was a funny 3 that I'd written down. I wasn't sure then if it was a 2. Okay. You know this by now. Simple, basic box making. Just fold and burnish these score lines. I'm about ready for some new grid paper as well. I've got not many sheets. Well, I've got a few sheets left, but not enough now for it to be weighted. So it just slides all over the place, which drives me crazy. Okay, so like I said, you know the rules for this. So choose whichever way you want to go. I would probably suggest cutting your corners this way. That way then they will fold into the larger portion of the box. Otherwise you're going to have to trim quite a lot off to fit them into the small section. So 4 corners, wedges. I'm going to take some off anyway because I don't really need all of that. Same with this corner. So we're just going through here, just like so, and repeat on the other side. And I love our colours. They are just wonderful. I love that stuff coordinates. I've said this so many times, but I think for me that is the one thing that I love over the product sometimes, is the fact that it just coordinates so well. And you know, I potentially could have bought this pack of Pool Party cardstock maybe, I don't know, let's say a year ago, which is quite a long time in reality when you think about it. So I bought this a year ago. The DSP that I'm using came out in January, and it just effortlessly matches still. I'm going to sneeze, apologies. Oh, I think hay fever season is just starting for me, so I'm going to have to get some tablets, I think. But yeah, that is the thing. I think it's not just the fact that, you know, everything coordinates so well. It's the fact that you buy, I mean, my ink pad, crikey, I would have bought those 4 years ago, because that's when we had our colour refresh, and we had, I'm sure it was 4 years ago, the new style ink pads. and the ink is still the same colour. You can't go to many other places, or any that I actually know of, that will do that, that still coordinates 4 or 5 years afterwards. So I just find that amazing, and that is the one thing that I love the most. Okay, so that's my base. I'm not putting pegs on today, I don't think I need to. I'm quite happy that that's square, everything's adhered, so I'm going to leave it. So let's do our lid. So for your cardstock for your lid, you want 8 by 6, 20 by 15 centimetres, and don't forget your shim. So pop that in there, and we're going to score all of our sides at 2 inches, which will be 5 centimetres. So spin this round. Okay. Get rid of this. And again, we go round, just fold and burnish all of our lovely score lines. I am also going to do the 4 corners just while I'm here with my scissors, and then the other side, and then we're going to pop our DSP on whilst our lid is flat, because that makes life so much easier. Okay, so DSP then, I'm just going to grab it here. So you need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, or 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres. Make sure when you put them on that your pattern is the correct way. I was thinking I'd done this wrong then, but I hadn't, had a sudden panic. So yes, 2 squares of 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, so 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres. And then you need 3 that are 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, 9.5 by 4.5. Again, just remember when you pop your DSP on, if it's direction, then ensure that your box, or your DSP runs the way your lid will, because obviously when this is closed up, that needs to be facing the correct way. And then it's really with the top, it's whichever way you're going to have the front. I'm just going to stick with it going this way. Okay, so that's that part done. So I think I'm going to make this up now, because it's easier to do the banner once it's actually on the box. So get that adhesive in there. And then make this box lid up. Oh, don't you come undone. Have less of that game. Okay, I don't think we need pegs on this one either. That's exciting, isn't it? No pegs today. Okay, so moment of truth now. Will this fit? Why does it actually look like it's the... I have to push that in a little bit. Not sure why that's not quite plain ball, but anyway. Oh, excuse me. So, once you have your box lid on nicely, you then need to make your banners that go over the top. So, I have 7 by 1.5, which is 18 by 4 centimetres, 6 3/4 by 1 1/4, which is 17.5 by 3.5, and then 6.5 by 1, which is 17 by 3. So they do go down in height as well as width. Basically mine have gone down by 1/4 of an inch and by 1/2 centimetre. So simple as that. What I did do, if you don't have this, then obviously you can use whichever, but I went with my smaller strip, again as you can see, alternating colours, and I've just used the, I can't remember, banner pick-a-punch thing, and I've just created the banner from the bottom. These are too wide, really, so I've just used it to create the bottom one. And then I have simply put these all together then, one on top of the other like so, just obviously checking like this that it's not sort of gone a bit askew. So try and keep them all as straight as you can. And then you want to pop them just to make sure that it kind of sits just over the front of your box, and then you can bend there, and you've got your folds in place. So let's take this one off, the smallest one. Make sure my sides are still lined up and fold them over. And then I'll do the same with this one. I did that bit back to front, didn't I? Just obviously remember which part was your front part, and if it helps, put it back sort of that way with the first one. And then, yeah, I think it's the longer section, isn't it, that goes at the front. Pop them back together just to double check that they all sit nicely together, which they do. Okay, so to get the banners the same as you go down, I was a little bit naughty, so I'm going to stick this one together here. You can either use wet glue or seal, it's entirely up to you. What I would say if you're using seal is to make sure you kind of do, it's almost like an N shape or a table. Make sure you get the top on first. That way then you'll know that you've got your folds in the correct place, because once you start layering these you won't actually be able to flatten it out. So it's easier to do it with the top part first. We'll straighten this off at the end, don't worry about that. To finish this off, get your snips. Be warned though, be careful, snips are sharp. I did that yesterday and it is so sore. I cannot even begin to tell you how sore it is. I keep catching it. Anyway, so for my banner, I am simply following the line of the banner tip that was made before. So as you can see, I've simply just followed that line. As simple as that. And then again with this one. So the last one now will get stuck onto this one. Again, just make sure you've got that distance equal and you're not on the squiff, like I've just done there. Come off, thank you. There we go. So that's that part done. And then all I need to do again here is follow that line, making sure I create the same distance. And there's your triple banner, which looks really pretty. And then the back, where it's slightly uneven, I'm just going to get some stronger scissors here, because I'm going through 2 layers of card, and just trim them off just to make that level at the back. And again, then all you need to do, and I'm actually going to use some Seal Plus for this just because I need that strength to hold it on. And then this is just going to sit. Now you can measure, you know me, I don't do things like that. But again, top of the box on first, eyeballing where it's at, and then just sticking it on. And there you have it. How gorgeous. I love this pool party look. And then the last bit for me now is the decoration. So pool party basic white, gorgeous flowering tulip stamp set. I've got these 2-step tulips here. Is that the right one? My brain has stopped working. Which one did I use that one? Yes, I did. No, wait. I think I used the bigger one. Did I use the bigger one? Yes. I couldn't remember them. There's so many options with this that you forget. Okay, so I'm going to go the same as I did with that other one. So I need my pool party here on the basic white. So the fuller image, it's hard to tell, but this one's slightly fuller. So I'm going to stamp it, and I'm actually going to stamp it off. Do I stamp it off? Once. And then on there. And then this one just lines up over the top. And then my Poppy Parade for my sentiment, which was just thinking, is it this one? Just thinking of you today, which I think is quite nice. And I'm just going to stamp that over the top. And then in with my layering circles, I've already put the 2 out that I need. And then just need to grab my mini boss, which is ideal for this. And I'm actually just going to trim that off. Oops. Because I can pop my layering pool party there with the larger circle, because that doesn't matter greatly. And then this one just about there. Pop my lid on with my sandwich, and through we go. Everything's moving. Let's pop that out of the way. Okay, and then all we need to do now is add, some dimensionals on the back of the pool party, on the back of the basic white, and layer that one onto there, this one onto the box, just making sure that's relatively level. And then last but not least, the beautiful butterflies, brushed brass butterflies. So I just popped one just there, and another one, come on, I've not got as much space on this one, that's okay, just there. And there we go. Those are your flowering field gift boxes. I think I do prefer this one. Pool party all the way. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you all again soon. Bye.